Section 2. Video 28. Thinking in React Part 6. We have a single objective in this video. We will add inverse data flow, by passing callbacks from the state source down the hierarchy to the components which respond to user input using event listeners. So far, we've built an app that renders correctly as a function of props and state flowing down the hierarchy. Now it's time to support data flowing the other way. The form components deep in the hierarchy need to update the state in the top-level filterable product table component. React makes this data flow explicit to make it easy to understand how your program works, but it does require a little more typing than traditional two-way data binding. If you try to type or check the box in the current version of the example, you'll see that React ignores your input. We have confirmed that neither typing in the search input nor checking the input box have any effect. This is intentional, as we've set the value prop of the search input, and the checked prop of the checkbox, to always be equal to the state passed in from filterable product table. Let's think about what we want to happen. We want to make sure that whenever the user changes the form, we update the state to reflect the user input. Since components should only update their own state, filterable product table will pass callbacks to search bar, which will fire whenever the state should be updated. Let's show that now. In the filterable product table, we will create the callback functions. We will call the first callback handle filter text change, and it will take the filter text state value as its input parameter. It will call the filter text state setter with the input value. The second callback will be called handle in stock only change, and it will take the in stock only state value as its input parameter. It will call the in stock only state setter with the input value. We will now pass these callbacks to the search bar. The first callback will be passed as a prop called onFilter text change. The second callback will be passed as a prop called onInStock only change. We will now make use of these props within the search bar component. We will first make some space for our new props. Now, destructure onFilter text change and onInStock only change from props. Next, we will make space in our input elements for event listeners. The text input has an onChange event listener, which fires on every user keystroke within the input field. We can use the event target value to update the handle filter text change callback, which is available here via the onFilter text change prop. The checkbox input has an onChange event listener, which fires whenever the user checks the box. We can use the event target check to update the handle in stock only change callback, which is available here via the onInStock only change prop. We can now check our app in the browser. First, type ball into the search field. We can see that we get a filtered list, showing only the products containing the text ball. Next, we will click on the checkbox. We can see that we only get shown products that are in stock. The one-way binding used in React makes it really explicit how your data is flowing throughout the app. To summarize, we added inverse data flow, by passing callbacks from the state source down the hierarchy to the components which respond to user input using event listeners. Hopefully, this gives you an idea of how to think about building components and applications with React. While it may be a little more typing than you're used to, remember that code is read far more than it's written, and it's extremely easy to read this modular, explicit code. As you start to build large libraries of components, you'll appreciate this explicitness and modularity, and with code reuse, your lines of code will start to shrink. This is the end of the step-by-step section. In the next video, we will be starting the Learn by Doing section, where we will be building a game in React.